This is really loud in my ear. Who remembers Transformers Battle Masters? It was a short-lived line that lasted from 2014 to 2014 with a random Bumblebee in liquidation stores in 2016. That was weird. But basically, Battle Masters are, if you take Rock'em Sock'em Robots, you give it the Transformers branding and see what you get. They had commercials, they had an online game, and of course they had toys. It lasted one wave and then ended after that one wave. Sure, there was some exclusive box sets, but otherwise, not much. So what ruined Battle Masters? Why did it only last so long? I remember seeing these everywhere in clearance. In fact, the only reason why I got one was because it was like $1.75 at a London Drugs. Before I talk about the actual failure, I want to talk about some of the good parts, because I feel like the entire line is overshadowed by the actual genius of the functionality. So you've got these two levers, you move them side by side, and you get the punching motion. And when you do punch, the arms lift up. I thought that was really cool. If you get your head punched, you lose. Rock'em Stock'em style, you know? But not only that, you could take this off of the handle. Now, I thought this was necessary for the game, but apparently no. The handle just hits the two paddles right here, and you can still make the toy move. Just put your fingers in and there you go. It's still swinging. There's a lot of force in that, so it's actually really good. So if the line had a good gimmick, why didn't it work? I can think of a number of reasons. One, the timing. People were getting into the Creo line and Bod Shots had just happened. You had the mainline Transformers, and it was at the time with Age of Extinction, so one-steps were being introduced, three-step changers, those power smashers. You had so many different toys with so many gimmicks that this was completely overshadowed. So they were just kind of off to the side, and I don't think most kids even realized they were there. But I think the big reason why a lot of these failed was because they don't look like any of the Transformers. I mean, sure, you got Optimus Prime and Bumblebee that are the basics, whatever, but then Megatron just looks like a Viacon from Beast Machines. Starscream is this bright red guy who looks more like a bulky Stinger. Also, they're all fat. Soundwave at least has the comic colors. This is Prowl. This is somehow Prowl. I'm not kidding. Apparently, this guy right here is Barricade. Although, in their defense, there was some white and blue barricades in the past. Also, another thing that I didn't even realize was Transformers wasn't the only brand with it. I was looking at this thinking, why is there hardly any mention of Transformers? It's because there was also Marvel Battle Masters. You had Iron Man, Hulk, Ultron, Thor, Wolverine, and when you compare it to the Transformers, at least Iron Man looks like Iron Man, Hulk looks like Hulk, Ultron looks like Ultron. Also with the gimmicks I mentioned, like I said, I didn't know that the handle wasn't really necessary, so I think some kids probably didn't want it because they didn't want a big bulky handle to go with it. It's also one of those toy lines that you need a friend to use with. So you really need kids to gather around and be like, okay, we're on board with it, like Beyblade or the Borox from Bionicle. Yes, I'm an early 2000s kid. I just don't think kids really felt like they needed this. Look, I get the idea, I get the functionality, but Battle Masters was just too much. It was too much and too little at the same time. Also, apparently, some didn't even come with controllers. A neat idea, something that they should go back and maybe rework. I'm not saying the Transformers characters have to transform. The idea of the gimmick is there, and really, you just need the brand. I realize why they want to bring the brand in, but it really comes off that these characters aren't really the Transformers characters, they just have the Transformers license. This guy is a better opt-out for Prowl than Prowl. I just wanted to highlight them because I hope to review this Battlemaster Barricade at some point, but I wanted to give some context of Battlemasters. I don't know, did you have any? At least Lockdown had his hook. It was also green, they were finally going in a good direction, and they canceled it. Why is he Prowl? I thank you for watching, I'll see you guys next time.